Good evening, everybody. This is just a very quick, short film just to say thank you, really. Thank you to all the Highland Archive Service team and to Leslie from the Highland Council for taking part in our virtual Doors Open Day weekend. It's been a bit of an unusual thing for us to do, an unusual way for us to do it. And as you'll have seen through some of the films, we've had to film them in our own houses or film them while social distancing, which can cause all kinds of issues and different challenges. So thank you to all the team who were happy to take part in this. And thank you to everybody who's watched. We have had, at my last calculation, having a wee look, we've had around about 11,000 people viewing in full or in part the films that we've broadcast this weekend. And I know those figures will continue to go up as we go into overnight and it starts to be broadcast and available to people in other countries who are currently asleep. So I know those figures will continue to go up. And thank you so much to everybody who has taken part. Please do let us know if you've enjoyed the films, if there was any that you particularly enjoyed or any parts you found interesting. Do let us know and I'll make sure those comments go back to the members of the team who were involved in those particular films. I hope that you've learned a little bit about the work of the Highland Archive Service, and I really hope that you've learned how the team feel about their jobs and how much it matters to all of us to work with the archive collections that we work with. It matters to us to protect them, to ensure that they survive, that they're cared for, and that they're accessible for people in the future, from researchers to family historians to school children to authors to all sorts of different people. And it really matters to us that we look after them. And the people who are in those records really matter to us. And I hope that's come across through these films as well. If you're interested in finding out anything more about the team, then do have a look at our Meet the Team page on our website. There will be information there about team members and a little bit about their background and what their favourite things about their jobs are. So please do have a look at that if you're able to do so. As you'll have gathered from these films, our job and our passion is collecting and preserving and giving access to the stories of the Highlands. So the people who have made the Highlands, it's people, it's places, it's events, past, present, and will continue to do that going into the future. And so I wanted to round off this Doors Open weekend by telling you about one of the projects that we are currently involved in. And that is the Spirit of the Highlands project, which includes the transformation of Inverness Castle. That's going to be transformed into a world-class visitor centre. And the aim of that is to encourage people to visit Inverness, but also to visit the wider Highlands, to tour throughout the Highlands, to stay longer, and for both tourists and locals to really learn about the culture and the heritage of the Highlands and what makes the Highlands the special place that it is. I think, again, you can probably see through all of our videos how much that matters to all of us. And so we wanted to tell you about this project that we're involved in. As you can imagine, in the collections we hold documents from the 1200s to the present day in the Highland Archive Service. So we hold records relating to the castle itself in Inverness going back over several hundred years. We hold plans from when it was built as a courthouse. It was a purpose-built court building in the 1830s and 40s. We hold records of trials that have happened in the building and all sorts of other really interesting information. But of course, we also hold records relating to the wider Highlands, and you can see that through some of these talks that we hold records relating to Sutherland and Caithness and Nairnshire and Skye and Loch Alsh, Loch Aber. And so we're really delighted to be involved in this project of Spirit of the Highlands, because that's the essence of what we look after, is the spirit of the Highlands and the stories of the people who have lived here. And so we're really pleased to be part of the ongoing story of Inverness Castle and also this wider project. And so the two films that are going to round off this event, they won't come up as automatic premieres, so you'll need to just go onto any of the 4 Archive Service Facebook pages to have a look at them. One will come up at 6 o'clock, and that is the virtual tour of Inverness Castle. Now, as I say, this was purpose-built, although there has been a castle on the site for many years. It was purpose-built, the building we know today, in the 1830s and 40s, as a court and as a prison. And that's what it has continued to serve as. But as the courts have now moved out into the new Justice Centre in Inverness, the building is, as I say, is being renovated and being developed into a tourist attraction. And so the first film is showing you what the castle looks like right now as the courts have left, but before the full development begins. And so that film will come on at 6 o'clock, and you can look round all the rooms of the castle, see into the holding cells, the sheriff court's office, the sheriff officers' courts, things like that, and be able to see what the building looks like right now. The second film, which I have scheduled to come up about 4 minutes past 6, so just a couple of minutes later, is about the Spirit of the Highlands wider project and how you can help. The project is very big and wide-ranging, and I've included in it a link to the website so you can find out more about the whole project. But the second film that's coming up is the 100 Stories, the Call for Stories for the Spirit of the Highlands project. You can be a part of shaping what this project looks like, what the development of Inverness Castle looks like, and what the wider reach of the project is, and how we push people to visit not only Inverness but the wider Highlands. And so what we're asking you to do, if you watch that second film, it'll explain that we're looking for people's stories, people's associations with the Highlands, memories, folklore, anything at all that you think captures what the Highlands means to you, whether you're a local, a visitor, someone who works here, to capture the essence of the Highlands and feed that into the website. You'll find the details of that in the video. And every story that is contributed to that will in some way go to make the Spirit of the Highlands project. So we want it to be a project that has a lot of input from locals, from visitors, from all sorts of different people. So please do have a look at those two films and learn a little bit more about that project. You're able to watch all of the films from today again, so they are all available, I say today, also yesterday. They're available on the High Life Highland YouTube channel, and they're available on all 4 of our Facebook pages. If you go to the Facebook page itself, scroll down a little bit, and you'll find that there's a series of films, and you can go in and watch all of them there in order. Like I say, I hope you've enjoyed the weekend. Please do get in touch and let us know if you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy these final 2 films that come on at 6 o'clock and about 4 or 5 minutes past 6. And we'll look forward to hearing some of your stories to form the Spirit of the Highlands project. But thank you so much for joining us this weekend. It's been a real pleasure chatting to you, and I hope to see some of you again on Thursday for the next Learn with Lorna, where we're looking at the Wick Harbour Trust records.